crackdown on parties in prison cells, narco-trafficking, and gang activity in Trinidad and Tobago's maximum security prison is what is fueling the all-out war between inmates and correctional officers, according to Prisons Commissioner Dennis Pulchan. Speaking to the press on Wednesday, Pulchan said that several high-risk prisoners assigned to Building 13 of the facility, also known as the Wayne Jackson Building, were the ringleaders of the trade in contraband. After security measures were tightened in July restricting the flow of illicit goods, the enraged detainees vowed revenge. Deputy Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacobs said authorities had intelligence to suggest that a symbolic 13 prison officers were meant to be killed before December 25th, but admitted that detectives have not yet uncovered an actual hit list of targets. Murdered correctional officers Trevor Surratt and Nigel Jones, killed last Friday and this past Monday, were both assigned to work in Building 13. The heightened security measures instituted earlier this year came after a major arms bust at the facility in late June, where officers recovered an AR-17 rifle, a revolver, 2 pistols, and an alarming quantity of C4 plastic explosive and detonators inside of the prison. These materials, police believe, were being gathered in preparation for a major prison riot and subsequent break for freedom. It is the upending of these plans, as well as the curtailment of illicit activity inside the prison, which led to the threats against officers' lives. However, recent correspondence between an inmate of the Wayne Jackson building and his attorney has shed different light on the situation. In a letter on Tuesday, remand inmate Rajay Ali accused the murdered prison officers of, quote, playing victim before offering his condolences to their families for their losses and for the injury of a minor during one of the assassinations. Ali has alleged that the unfolding situation was provoked by the prison officers themselves and called on the prison service to leave investigations in the hands of the rightful authorities, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Ali's letter reiterated previous allegations of physical abuse against inmates housed in the Wayne Jackson building. The claims first surfaced in early September, sparking outrage when inmates managed to post videos of wounds they claim were sustained during an altercation with prison officials. Ali alleged that since this incident, the abuse has continued and even extended into other areas of prison life. He claims that officers bring inmates their food hours late, deny them daily showers, and refuse to let them spend time outside of their cells. On the night of Surratt's death in particular, Ali said that masked men entered Building 13 and made threats on the lives of prisoners. The inmates were subsequently brought food, but reportedly noticed that some of the food boxes were marked with names, an unusual occurrence which led to concerns that the food had been tampered with. As a result, they refrained from eating. Ali says that when the inmates went to shower the following morning, they were stopped after applying soap to their bodies and made to return to their cells without being allowed to rinse off. Following this, he claims that the inmates were left in total darkness and had their water shut off for several hours while masked officers lurked the halls of the prison. He says that 2 inmates were beaten that day. Stopping shy of confirming inmate involvement in the attacks on the murdered prison officers, Ali offered a solution which he claimed would stop the killing. He called on prison officials to convene a press conference where they would confess to the alleged attempts to harm inmates. In an interview with local publication Newsday, Commissioner Pulchan spoke briefly to Ali's claims, denying that conditions in Building 13 were substandard, rejecting the allegations of abuse, and characterizing Ali's letter as a propaganda effort. He called the inmates a, quote, brilliant strategist who wrote the missive to shift focus and change the narrative. Ali is one of 10 committed to stand trial for the assassination of State Prosecutor Dana Sitahal in 2014. Sitahal, a former senator, was shot to death as she made her way home on May 4th of that year. Investigations led to Ali and the others being charged the following year. Ali has also been linked to gang activity, which in the past earned him nearly 3 months in solitary confinement last year before his attorney could successfully challenge the isolation.